Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and we actually have a nostalgic movie for me this time. Well, awkward time to say the least. This is when I started discovering girls. I was really young too. God, when did this movie come out? When did this movie come out? 2000. Okay, so I was 10 years old. Yeah, and both of the women in this movie I was like super attractive to, especially I can't remember her name, but the darker skinned one, the one who ended up in like actual other movies. I've never seen the redhead, but the redhead also kind of, I can't pass up a redhead. Like, I have weaknesses for them. So yeah, other than that, like this movie left no impression on me. I totally always forget that Chevy Chase was in here. That's why I was so excited that he was doing the a Chevy Chase movie because I was hoping he was going to do Christmas Vacation, like one more Christmas movie or something. But no, he has to do this. Like Chevy Chase is barely in the movie. What is he, the principal or something? I don't remember. Uh, but I do remember also the whole, like, everybody just freaking out because it's a snow day, and then the mother crying because she has to take care of, like, so many kids. I mean, even when I was a kid, I thought that was really funny, but now that I'm older, it's actually really funny. I actually watched this movie again recently. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember exactly why I watched this movie a couple of times. But I never really watched it that much. But, because this movie's a vibe. This movie's kind of a vibe. You have to watch it either on a snow day or you have, when you're a kid. So, yeah, other than that, I don't remember exactly. I think they fight a snowplow driver or some crap like that. I don't remember who was exactly in it. So, other than that, I just remember that I loved the women in it when I was a kid, and it was probably my awakening, as it were. So, I have way too many of these movies to where I see them, I'm like, oh, I remember you, and not in a good way. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like we had Road to El Dorado, which was interesting to say the least to revisit. And we've had plenty more, but hey, let's just get into the episode. And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And let's do this thing, y'all.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. There are a few combination of words that have the same explosion of joy as Snow Day. When the shackles of school are broken and you're allowed to not only sleep in, but later play in a winter wonderland with so many bullseyes on heads to hit as hard as that girl got snowed sucker punched in the opening of Gremlins. There's no explaining that joy one felt when hearing those two words.
Wow.
And then there's those four words, Snow Day the movie. Which brings up a sense of that played in theaters. Original.
It was like that Frankie Muniz movie, The Big Fat Liar. That's like, that played in theaters. But I bet you so many people are going to be like, oh my God, that movie was so amazing. And I never watched it. Like, I think the first time I ever watched it was because of Nostalgia Critic.
They planned as a Pete and Pete movie. I guess I saw the TV close as close as we're going to get. Yeah. Nickelodeon's Snow Day was a surprise box office success in 2000, but apparently didn't get that much love from critics and audiences. It's one of those films, though, I secretly wanted to check out because, while it did look bad, it had a great premise. Just following what kids do on a snow day could be really fun. Imagine following Calvin on his snow days. That certainly would fill an hour and a half.
That'd be funny.
But despite it being about the surprise holiday many kids get about once a year, it didn't seem to win that many over. So I'm gonna take a look over why. Let's see how the greatest words in childhood became the biggest chore in adulthood. Let's take a look at Snow Day.
Biggest chore, yep.
It opens surprisingly educational as we're told exactly how snow forms.
Two atoms of hydrogen bond with a single atom of oxygen to form H2O. The temperature drops below freezing, the water crystallizes.
And then the studio paid a lot of money to figure out how to turn that into fart jokes. Later, we cut to Chevy Chase as a weatherman, who I'm sure has a character name, but he's just acting like Chevy Chase as a weatherman.
Mahuna Ali?
Means kiss my butt.
Is that
You can
Pam
just
Grier?
see his face saying, Bill Murray gets Groundhog Day and I get this shit. What did I do to deserve this, aside from everything?
Unless we find a way to beat Chad Simmons,
Pam
we're
Grier.
stuck.
He's told he needs to get his ratings up to beat the competing weatherman. As later, we see a bunch of kids throwing crushed ice at Principal Weaver, played by Damian Young.
I know.
the best you got?
Yeah. Oh my God, that guy plays like the bad guy and everything.
There's no snow.
And also, you ever watch Californication? Yeah, that's Bill.
For you. Oh, there's no snow for you.
Bill!
Nothing but blue skies for me.
Okay, I do kind of like this is less of a principal and more how kids perceive principals. We're shown our narrator is named Hal, played by Mark Webber, who obsesses over a girl named Claire. Well, maybe obsess isn't a strong enough word.
Let's just say I know the exact number of times she blinks per minute.
Let's just say I've broken 2 restraining orders. I'm going for number 3. He finds her bracelet at the bottom of the pool and plans to give it back to her, but she's approached by an old boyfriend named Chuck.
We're America's dream team.
Not anymore.
What are you looking at?
For the last time, I'm not the blonde kid from Home Improvement! Meanwhile, Hal's sister Natalie starts playing with his collectibles.
If I'm gonna sell these guys, I've gotta keep them mint.
You can't. We're a team. You can't split us up.
Nah, it's team split up all the time. It happens.
That's like half the cast of Kablam. Have a heart! It's also revealed that Chase is the father of these kids, who's married to a workaholic.
I know I'm late
Not enough
again.
betting.
I'm sorry.
I just need to fall in love with someone over Christmas that shows me amazing small town values. Oh, Chevy Chase is in this? That ain't happening.
No.
Afterwards, we see Hal smelling the bracelet. Hello? I think I have a future sequel for you. And he even puts it on his ankle.
What are you doing?
I remember that was weird.
This is not a record scratch moment. This is a violins from Psycho moment.
Yeah.
I didn't say you could come in my room.
That's a sacred act reserved only for me.
To be fair, I also kind of like skipped through a lot of the stuff, a lot of the boring stuff, and I don't remember that. Wow. Ugh.
Bought you something. Sort of a good luck charm.
How I just think.
Count how many times a kid has legit said cool when given a snow globe. I think as soon as he leaves, she's gonna go.
It's pretty lame.
Continues to stalk Clara, but he's told another girl named Patty is interested in him.
Why don't you go out with Patty Crone?
I can't go up with a leg jiggler.
Dude, everyone knows what you're jiggling with your bracelet fetish. Take what you can.
So what? A leg jiggler?
Just this easy.
You, I'm a leg
Meanwhile, back at
jiggler.
home, I think Natalie also needs a restraining order from the snow.
What are you doing?
Just catching snowflakes.
Did you take your meds?
They took me.
I'll take that as a no.
That can't be right. Can it?
The weather suddenly starts to change as, you guessed it, a snow day occurs. And you know how I said this movie needs to capture the excitement kids feel for this event? This
They do
kid
it.
might feel it too much. Christ, if I was Snow, I would have 24-hour security protecting me from her. Everyone listens to hear what's closed down.
That concludes the list of closings for today.
My kid. Everybody hates
The
Chris.
principal's my favorite character so far.
Oh, and I forgot one. All schools are...
You kind of see him acting. You know it's killing him inside. It's like, I was trained in Shakespeare. But he's like, might as well enjoy this while I can.
officially closed for a snow day.
It's announced later, though, that the schools are closed, as the children cheer and the parents weep. However, the snowplow man, played by Chris Elliott, apparently chases the kids, ruining their day.
To us, he's a snow day assassin. No matter how brave you thought you were, just hearing his name could make you wish you lived in Florida.
I mean, I don't know. If you told me this was an audition for Jackass Jr., I might have fun running from that thing.
Yeah, and not only that, nobody wants to actually live in Florida.
The mother finds she's not able to go to work either, and okay, a pretty funny visual. So she
yeah.
works from home, watching her youngest Randy, while Hal says he wants to skip snow day with his sister to, what else, do something creepy involving Claire.
Yeah.
I've got a bracelet to return. Come on, Lane. This snow day happens for a reason. It's giving me a second
I
chance
loved
with
her
Claire.
too.
Once she sees all
When I
my
was a
nose
kid.
prints on it, she's sure to go out with me. His friend Lane agrees to go with him to drop it off. As in one of the bare jokes of the movie, Natalie finds her friends use the snow day to do the exact same thing they'd be doing inside, outside.
Yeah, right.
Chuck's trying to break his all-time record.
We're trying to prepare for when summoning salt actually makes this cool. I just know the Rugrats speedrun is in his near future. Seriously, even as a joke, who wastes a snow day on a Rugrats speedrun?
Speedrun? Well, but yeah, everybody played. I used to play that game too. I never owned it, but every single time I would go to a person's house who had it, I played the shit out of that game.
Snowplow Man.
The Snowplow Man appears though, and the kids are determined to take him down so they can get more snow days.
Couldn't we just go back and make a snowman?
We have 13 years before that phrase is ruined.
I got your standard slush ball, always dependable. I've got the jelly-filled snow nut.
Jelly-filled snow nut is also the name of a very popular Rankin Bass porn parody.
No.
And this one speaks for itself.
I drank a Knoxville, Tennessee's worth of Mountain Dew to get my piss that color.
I'm going now!
They throw a snowball at him, causing him to crash, but he's still kicking.
Put some offense to it, Wayno!
Don't leave me here! I don't want to die with my pants down!
Something we found a lot of kids at Nickelodeon said before.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's not funny, but for a Nick film to have their first fart joke at the half-hour mark, I
pretty
gotta say,
impressive.
that's a tiny miracle. It's like Rob Schneider not doing any random color face for a half hour. You just don't see it that often. Snowplow destroys their fort, while back at home, the mother still tries to work despite Randy causing trouble.
The first thing you'll need is a stun gun for your kid.
Is that?
I do like the
Girl from
random
TLC?
things they have this kid do. Like, this person started the eating Tide Pods movement. In another surprisingly decent joke, it turns out news spread quickly about Claire and Chuck's breakup, so Hal is one of literally dozens of boys saying they're the one for her. And yet somehow, they're still not as creepy as Hal.
I'm here at Slupperton Hill, or as the kids who showed up here today like to call it, Suicide Hill.
By the way, tell me if this looks familiar.
I said a little one!
Yeah, right? It does. Yeah, when are you doing that movie?
Yeah, him shouting shit all the way down is so much better replaced with a snowman costume and Smash Mouth.
That song was everywhere.
Smash Mouth makes everything more Smash Mouth. Hal takes this chance to go on camera and announce to the world how creepy he is.
Claire, my name's Hal. You don't know me, but I know you.
Like I know that your favorite gum is watermelon bubblicious.
That you can't go a whole day without diving.
And your bra size is 34B. I know, I'm wearing one of them right now. But it looks like Chase's competition is getting credit for predicting the snowstorm first instead of
Schneider?
Who was first?
Look at that.
Who was first? Hallelujah!
Holy shit!
Where's the Tylenol?
Yeah, every scene with him is gonna make me think, I remember when they did that in the Funny movie. Confusingly, Claire gets back with Chuck, but seems to be interested in Hal. Well, this seems like a sure thing I'm gonna keep pursuing.
Yeah, but you see that, right? Like, you know girls do that in real life, too. That's stupid shit like that, too.
Meanwhile, Natalie and her friends tried to trick the snowplow man by faking an injury.
The blood thing. Yeah.
Now we're back to our cookie cutter fart garbage. Stop trying to make Ren and Stimpy without Ren. But the snowplow man has a guard crow. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
It's a magpie.
The kids take her and hold her hostage. But it looks like he has a hostage too.
I got you, man! I got you, man!
Can I go back to admiring how few fart jokes there were? Now they're getting in the way of my jokes. It's like what commercials do. We cut almost randomly to an ice skating ring where Hal says he wants to put a stop to boring music being played over the speaker. And in case you're wondering, no, this has never been brought up anywhere else in the movie.
Al Martino bites the big one. That's what she wrote. In the bathroom stall.
So Lane distracts the DJ while Hal runs in and switches up the music. Oh, and coincidentally, of course, Claire and Chuck are there too.
What color are my eyes?
They're green, of course.
Flavor gum do I chew?
Okay, if you didn't know your eye color, would chewing gum really make a difference? Hal sees them there and dedicates the song to Claire, which, makes Chuck big mad. And we come back to the snowplow man and his prisoner of war approaching Natalie's mother.
Sorry to interrupt your afternoon, ma'am, but just wondering if you might be able to tell me where I could find your daughter.
This was the standard way Dan Schneider held auditions in the 2000s.
A bunch of the kids signed up for free plow rides.
Oh, is that way not work?
Help!
Again, a typical Nickelodeon office day back then. The mother gets distracted, but Natalie calls with his pet bird.
Someone here who wants to say hi to you.
Rudy! Rudy, honey! Are you okay, baby?
They didn't show you Cabin Boy, did they? They agreed to an exchange, but the snowplow man alters the deal a little.
Oh, God. Child abuse.
This guy is the Stephen King villain. Minus the farting.
Yeah.
Well, wait, did you ever see Dreamcatcher?
Yeah, there was
There's
a
a
lot
cute
of that.
running joke about everyone zeroing in on the principal.
Help me, please! I beg you!
That's funny.
That made me chuckle.
That's funny.
As we discover, big shock, Lane might have the hots for Hal.
Yeah, big shock. And also, boy, it's movies like these that kind of screwed us up when we were kids, screwed men up to thinking that if you pretend to obsess over a girl, pretend to be a nice guy, you'll get him. Yeah. This is what poisoned our childhood, people. Men.
My mom bringing home baby
Is that
chicks.
Ginger
for everyone.
Snaps?
She was kind of cute until they all started dying, which gave mouth to mouth to a baby chick.
Didn't know dead baby chicks was gonna be light conversation in this, but hell, I'll take it over. She convinces Claire to come with her to see Hal at the football field where he carves out an erect dick. I mean a sperm whale with emphasis on the sperm.
But I like zebras.
Then how come you have a whale charm on your bracelet?
You have my bracelet?
She starts to call him out on his stalker bullshit, claims somebody is. When Chuck shows up, it's revealed he's the one that got the bracelet because he didn't know what animal she really liked. Okay, that's a clever way to kind of hit the point home, like neither one really knows her. Oh, don't worry though, they're still gonna kiss in a moment.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it!
Again, a pointless snowmobile fight. Granted, there are a few good lines here.
Say hi to Craig, he'll be hurting you today. Hi there!
Okay, I'll admit, I am snickering a little bit more than I thought I would at this. But Hal manages to get away.
That is funny.
We return to Weatherman Chevy Chase as, again, no, I won't stop calling him that, as, tell me you can't see him saying these exact same lines on the set for this film.
Winter is finally here, and you know what that means. A big idiot dressed as a magic elf.
I was goddamn fledged. Do any of you little SpongeBob morons know what that is?
Oh, give me a break.
Chad Simmons.
He attacks a kid for making a snowman of his competition, leading to another cleared Chevy Chase line.
Oh.
The beaver's nice.
Something I never said to Beverly D'Angelo. I'm in Snow Day, what do I care? As back at home, Randy throws snowballs at her mom, who's decided to skip her meeting to just be with her son.
Yeah, this is weird.
This is Hefner,
Funny how cell phones used to be the symbol of people who work too much, and now it's the symbol of people who don't work enough.
Oh.
Sorry, Meltar. You blew it.
Natalie feels like she lost and put Hal's collectibles back where they were.
Where in the name of the seventh son are you going? Weren't you going to save the universe?
There's a word for this. Oh, yeah!
I went home to eat a grilled cheese sandwich that day on Andromeda when I got ambushed by the neutron twins.
I would have been scared
Not
too.
to pretend like this is hilarious or anything, but it is unique. It is odd. It does add some life into this pretty mundane flick. If you told me there was going to be stop-motion action figures in this, I don't think I could have predicted it.
Only you can unleash the rage of 100 snow days.
She builds up the courage to fight back, while Lane tries to spell out what her very unlikable lead can't put together.
Yeah.
Oh, and what mind-blowing thing didn't you get to do today?
This.
I've been meaning to give this to Chuck.
This record-breaking snowfall has not kept some of my weather fans from coming on out.
Now it's Jonathan Schneider. This is the reason why you're not a big... well, this is one of the reasons why you're not a big star. You picked too many shitty movies. And we're good on Smallville at least. And then you went MAGA and, went insane because nobody paid attention to your movies. So... losers join MAGA, it shows.
While Chase confronts his competition, saying he's a fraud and that he can't even explain where snow comes from.
Is classified information the white stuff?
You're a loser!
Never have I felt so betrayed by celebrity meteorologists. Seriously, does this town have any interesting hobbies?
And it's not like he's never heard that in his life.
Do you want to come up?
We see Hal meeting up with Claire.
How did you know I'd be here?
Do you not pay attention? He's single white femaling you. He's gonna be dressed exactly like you the next day. She invites him up because she's a moron and even kisses him. Mrs. Mark Wahlberg from Fear. Guess I kinda like it. But he at least puts together they're not meant to be. Granted, it's a douchey time to announce that after all this bullshit.
About Lane. When she kissed me,
What did you do?
I came here.
A delayed reaction, I know. They of course agree to still be friends while the snowplow man makes his way to the final street to plow. Natalie, however, is waiting for him and brought company. Now, the gasoline. They plow snow back onto the streets. Boy, the Juvie Detention Center is really going to be packed this week, isn't it? And while that's going on, Chuck confronts Hal.
Nothing happened with me and Claire.
She
Nothing.
never leave me. What do you know about anything?
What flavor gum does she chew, Chuck?
When did gum become a prenuptial agreement in this world? Natalie uses the plow to stop him, though, and Hal agrees to spend tomorrow's snow day with her. Yeah, kind of made it look like the film would be centered around the two of them, but I don't know. Farts.
Spend time.
He meets up with Lane at the ice rink and confesses how he truly feels about her.
Wasn't it you who said that true love is all about finding someone you can stand to be around for 10 minutes at a time?
Sounds like the most romantic thing someone from this movie is able to say. They finally kiss, and everybody seems to have a happy ending, except the principal.
How did you get in his house?
How much illegal is done in this movie? And that was Snow Day. It's bad, but honestly, I thought it'd be worse.
Yeah.
It's easy to see how this would be a Pete and Pete movie with Hal being Big Pete and that. Being Young Pete. I get the feeling there's a lot of holdovers from the script, and honestly, it did get a chuckle every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's obvious the film doesn't work as a whole. The characters aren't well defined, there's too many jokes that don't work, and it's very much in one ear and out the other. But maybe not as much from other people, because like I said, a lot of folks did want me to review this for a while. And I guess from that, I did expect to really dislike this movie, and I can't say I did. It's just a generic and somewhat forgettable production. I expected much worse, but that still doesn't mean it didn't give me a lot less. I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's good either. So, yeah, just one of those movies. Left an impression, at least, when I was a kid, and I remembered it. I remember the girls in this movie, so that's got to count for something, right? I know. But, you know, wow. Again, Chevy Chase, you barely notice him in this movie, don't you? I didn't even remember that John frickin' Schneider was in this movie. And I was watching Smallville at the... No. Smallville came out a year later. Never mind. No. But yeah. Yeah. It's a whatever movie. I mean, we haven't even had an actual snow day yet. So, you know, it hasn't been a good time to watch it. But one of these days, maybe I'll show it to my nephew. Maybe we'll watch it on the channel. So, but, you know, it's also really weird to see the Jan Schneider era and everything that has been revealed about a lot of those people. But, you know, life goes on, and there's nothing we could do about that. Now, we don't even know if it's really true. But anyway, let me know what you thought of this movie. If you actually think this movie is really is good, or if you actually remember it from your childhood, let me know in the comments below. And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And I'll see you on the next episode.